All right, what's up everybody? So in today's video, we're going to be covering a controversial topic that I already know is going to upset a few of you out there. We're going to be talking about why I don't ever recommend dynamic microphones and why, in my opinion, I just think they're terrible. Now, I'm not going to sit here and just talk trash on dynamic microphones without being able to back it up. I do have the Shure SM7B here with me today, and this is without a doubt the most commonly used dynamic microphone in the industry. So with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Now, as most of you guys already know, dynamic microphones require a lot more gain than large diaphragm condenser microphones. And because of that, that is the number one reason why I don't recommend dynamic microphones. Now, because dynamic microphones require so much power, you're gonna end up pushing your preamps way harder than you would on a large diaphragm condenser microphone just to get a signal out of this thing. Now, that might not sound like an issue at first, right? If your audio interface has 60 decibels of gain, what's the problem with cranking up the gain all the way to 60 decibels, right? It was designed so that it can go up to 60 decibels. Now, that's the major misconception that a lot of people have. Not everybody out here understands that these audio interfaces are not designed to be maxed out 100%. When you do that, you're gonna start introducing sounds that you want to avoid at all costs. You're gonna start introducing a staticky sound, a hissing sound, self noise from the microphone. Predominantly that self noise is going to be coming from your audio interface at that point. If you have to crank the gain on that thing 100%, there's no doubt about it that you're going to start introducing these horrendous sounds that you absolutely want to avoid at all costs in order to get the best possible quality that you can get. That's the biggest reason why I don't ever recommend dynamic microphones. They require a ton of power and they start introducing these horrendous sounds that you want to avoid at all costs. If you have a standard large diaphragm condenser microphone, I understand I'm using a microphone that's above $1,000, but if we were to use, for example, the Rode NT1, which you can get for sub $300, that microphone is going to destroy the Shure SM7B. You're going to have to use less gain on your audio interface or your preamp, which in turn is going to not introduce as much noise as, say, the Shure SM7B would. Now, I know a lot of people are going to combat my argument by saying, go out and buy a cloud lifter. But in my opinion, should you have to go out and buy additional gear just to make something work? Like, that makes literally no sense. I don't need to have my Avalon. I could 100% plug the TLM-103 into my Apollo and get amazing results. You need to have a cloud lifter in order to make this thing sound decent. You have to have something in order to make this sound good. I don't need to have any other additional equipment to my large diaphragm condenser microphone other than an audio interface. It doesn't even have to be an Apollo. It could be a Motu M2. You need a certain piece of gear, which is not cheap. It's $150 for a cloud lifter. You need an additional piece of gear to make something work. That just makes absolutely no sense. This microphone is already expensive as is. This is a $400 microphone. You have to spend an additional $150 in order to get a cloud lifter. By that point, you're spending well over $500. I can tell you right now, I can think of a million other better purchases that you could have made with that $500 to get an absolutely amazing setup to start recording some great stuff from home. Now look, I'm not going to sit here and just completely bash dynamic microphones because there is a time and place for when they are 100% necessary. If you are on stage, if you are in an environment where you have people around you, most of the time that would be like a podcast, radio, for example. A lot of the times you see these guys using Shure SM7Bs or RE20s or just really any dynamic microphone in general. That's a major reason. And really that leads up into my next point. If you are in an environment where it is not acoustically treated. Now, in my situation, in the room I am in currently, it is not acoustically treated, but in my closet, which is where I record all my music, it is 100% treated. So I would never waste my time with a dynamic microphone. However, if I was running, for example, a radio show, a podcast, and I had other members around me that were going to be all speaking simultaneously, yeah, it would be stupid to have a large diaphragm condenser microphone. This thing is going to pick up everything around you, all the room ambience, all the people around you talking. This microphone right here is going to have a way easier time at deflecting the room ambience and the sounds from the other people around you. That is why you see these things used on radio and in podcasts where there's people around them. that is why. In my opinion, the only time you would buy this thing is if you are planning on starting up a podcast and you're going to have other people around you, or you're just recording videos, say for YouTube, and you are in an untreated environment. In that situation, yeah, 100%. I would agree that you would probably get more, you probably benefit more from a dynamic microphone than you would a large diaphragm condenser microphone. So yes, no doubt about it. If that is the circumstances that you have, that you are in, 100% this microphone is going to benefit you. When it comes to overall quality in comparison to a large diaphragm condenser microphone, there's no doubt in my mind that these things will always outperform dynamic microphones. And again, there is a time and place for dynamic microphones. Like I said, if you're going to be doing radio, podcasts, you're on stage performing, you're in a room where there's no acoustic treatment, those are situations where, of course, a dynamic microphone would always outperform a very, very sensitive large diaphragm condenser microphone. I know that a lot of my fan base and the people that are probably watching this video right now have the intentions of getting the best possible quality that they absolutely can. And I'm telling you right now, save the $600 that you would have spent on your Shure SM7B and your cloud lifter, because you have to have a cloud lifter in order to make this microphone sound decent. Save that $600, get yourself either a Perception 100 if you can off of eBay. Again, they're discontinued and they're hard to get. Get yourself either a Perception 100 or a Rode NT1, get a decent preamp, and then a decent audio interface. That will 100% of the time give you much better quality than a Shure SM7B and cloud lifter ever would. Dynamic mics aren't the worst thing at the end of the day. I can definitely think of other microphones out there that are far worse than the Shure SM7B, but for the sake of the video, and I get a lot of people that ask me all the time what my opinion is on the Shure SM7B and just dynamic microphones in general, why I don't recommend them. So I figured I would make this video for anyone who's either just curious what my opinion is on the matter, or for anybody who's new to this and was told, get a Shure SM7B. It's the legendary microphone. It's been used on all these records from over the years. I don't know. I just wanted to sit here and, kind of share my thought on the matter. So yeah, guys, I'm going to make some A/B comparison videos with this microphone and put it to the test with the Rode NT1, because I definitely think that's the microphone that's going to give this thing a run for its money, and especially from the price point, being that the Rode NT1 is substantially cheaper than the Shure SM7B. So I'm going to make some videos in the future where I'm actually using this thing. I just wanted to make the video kind of just talking about why I don't personally recommend dynamic microphones, and why in the times I do think that you should have a dynamic microphone. But anyways, guys, I think that's gonna wrap it up. So if you got any questions, go ahead and leave that below and I will get back to you. And I think that about wraps it up. So yeah, I'll catch you guys all in my next one. So peace out, everybody.